Well, most people know of someone who has suffered a stroke. That's because according to the Heart and Stroke Foundation, in South Africa, every hour, 10 people experience this medical attack. And in light of World Stroke Day, which is today, this year's awareness campaign focuses on the importance of recovery as 50 million stroke survivors around the world live with some form of permanent disability. We're now joined in studio by George Scola, who is a director at the Stroke Survivors Foundation. He also suffered a stroke while he was in his 30s. George, it's good to have you here on Morning Live. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so before we even start this interview, you've challenged me.
I've put you on the spot.
Okay, so tell viewers what you want me to do.
Right, so we started an initiative to create awareness for stroke and also to let people into the world of disability, because society don't cope very well with disabled people. So we're introducing the blue glove. The idea is to wear the glove, supporting stroke, and not use that hand for an hour for the show. Okay, so that'll give you a bit of insight and the frustrations that come with disability. Because it's the easiest way to get people's buy-in and compassion once they've experienced a similar situation.
So hence,
that's the idea.
Hence the glove. Okay, right. So I'm gonna put this glove, and one thing perhaps viewers know about me is the fact that I do not stop moving my hands. I can only speak with my hands. So I'm gonna rest this here.
It also acts as a reminder.
Okay, as much as I can.
Person, you don't think twice about using your hands.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Okay.
Challenge is on.
Challenge is on. Let's see how well I do, because this is the reality of, as I mentioned, so many South Africans and people that live with us every single day, and it happens like this. Tell us your story. What happened?
So 10 years ago, I had my stroke. It was a Saturday morning. I was busy moving home, and all of a sudden I got dizzy. So I leaned up against the wall, then I dropped down onto my haunches, and I couldn't speak. It was just garbage coming out of my mouth, and my right side became paralyzed. So I kind of fell to the ground, and within 45 minutes I was in hospital. Now, I went to hospital via ambulance, and when you're lying in an ambulance, you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
But when you're lying there and you're not bleeding, now half your brain stopped working, so already I'm at a disadvantage. So I was lying there thinking, why am I in an ambulance? I'm not bleeding. What is wrong with me? Because I don't know what a stroke was. And that's part of the glove, is to create awareness about strokes. Not many people know about strokes. There's a lot of myths around strokes, that only older people have strokes. It's not true, okay? I've got a chat group on WhatsApp. 10-year-old, 14-year-old kid, 18-year-old pregnant girl, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. Now that's reality.
That is reality. It's a harsh reality. But
absolutely.
If we have to speak, I mean, we know then how your life changed. I mean, from being, I imagine, a very young, active, feisty guy.
Is when you're building your life. Okay. So
in your 30s.
Within 10 months of my stroke, I lost my business and I got divorced. So, at the tender age of 38, becoming disabled, losing your business, and your marriage falls apart. That's a lot to deal with, okay? So I turned for support, and I couldn't find much, because the existing support groups were basically with older 60, 70-year-olds. Now, my dynamic is completely different. I still need to live another 30, 40 years. Okay? I need guidance, somebody to help me. That wasn't available. So that's when I started the foundation with another young stroke survivor. She was a single mother. So yes, we're both young stroke survivors, but she's a single mother. What do I know about that? Nothing. So our dynamics were different. But we needed help, and
this is how it all started.
And the main reason is we don't want people to go through what we went through. So we've got to provide a vehicle to give them support.
let's talk very quickly about events leading up to a stroke. The signs we should look out for, which we actually have on screen now.
Perfect.
But even before we get there, your lifestyle and most stroke. What do you even say?
So,
help me with the language here. A stroke survivor.
Okay,
a stroke.
Stroke survivors.
Thank
correct.
you. So, what is it? A stressful lifestyle? Is it hereditary? Is it a lifestyle?
So
what is it?
80% of strokes can be prevented. Okay. Now, I'm not going to tell you anything new. Diet, smoking, exercise. You got to do all of those things. Okay. If you do that, you've got 80% chance of not having a stroke.
Okay, brings your risk level down.
The 20%, it's hereditary.
Okay.
Okay. If a vessel bursts in your brain, how do you control that? Okay, that could just be a genetic issue. So 80% can be prevented. Eat healthily, exercise, reduce your stress. That's a killer.
That's the big one.
Hypertension, high blood pressure. Those are...
And things that we don't, when we talk about those silent killers, I think that high blood pressure and the cholesterol levels and all of those things are the ones that we don't necessarily check very regularly. And those are also the major causes of it.
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
where you say it is preventable if you know your health status. Did you not know yours? I mean, what was your lifestyle like?
So I ran a triathlon a couple of months before my stroke. Maybe I should correct that. I finished the triathlon, okay?
Wow.
And that was my aim, just to finish it. So I was not in peak physical condition, I'll be honest. I was a smoker. I was slightly overweight. So already I've got two signs there, okay? And I was stressed. But my blood pressure was 100%.
Yeah.
I had no cholesterol. So I thought I was okay. And just like that it happened. And then there are those signs. I know we had them on screen. If you are going through a stroke and if it's happening, what are those things? I mean, can you get intervention very quickly to try and stop going to... So with a stroke, you've got about 3-4 hours to get to hospital or a stroke unit, okay, to treat the clot or the hemorrhage. Now, a stroke is essentially a brain injury, okay? So blood is blocked from getting into certain parts of the brain. So if there's a clot, blood doesn't flow through that vessel. So no oxygen, no nutrients get through to the brain. Hemorrhage has the same effect. It bleeds out.
Yeah.
Okay. So both of those have the same effect of preventing oxygen and nutrients getting to that part of the brain. So get to a hospital, get treated. There is medication available, okay? The quicker you treat it, the less damage is done to your brain, the less damage is done to you physically.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah, get to a hospital quickly.
As fast
the
as you
signs are be fast. So B is for balance, okay? Like I said,
you will completely wobbly, disorientated, yeah.
Eyes. Some people go blind in one eye.
Okay.
Okay. Fast. Be fast. So the F is for face. Look at a person's face. If it starts drooping, okay, that's a sign.
Okay.
A is for arms. Ask them to raise their arms. They look something like me, okay, with only one arm being raised.
And
it's a F.
Where are we on A, are we on S yet?
Fast. S is for speech.
Okay.
Okay. If a person's slurring, okay, it's not necessarily alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, it could be a brain injury. And T is time. You've got 3 to 4 hours to get to hospital
and get this treated. Well, listen, we thank you so much for coming in, because I think you may have raised more awareness in just this short 5 minutes than people have ever heard in their lifetimes
and
about strokes.
You haven't even used your hand.
And I haven't. I've left it here, but it's been very easy for me because I'm just sitting here pretending not to be able to use my hand. I would hate to know what it feels like.
How would you blow dry your hair?
Sure. I'd pay a lot of money to go to the hairdresser every 5 minutes. That's what I would do. But that's not the reality of most people. But thank you for bringing this to our attention. And I'll try for as long as I can through the program not to move this, just to bring awareness. It's World Stroke Day. That's what we're trying to do here on Morning Live, is bring awareness to something that affects so many South Africans and people around the world. And that is stroke related to your lifestyle. Look after yourselves, protect your bodies. Thank you, George Scola, for being with us, Director at the Stroke Survivors Foundation.